back to Tiki Taka Talk, and in today's episode, I am going to be ranking every single big team that is not in the top 3 leagues transfer window so far. We've already done videos recapping every team in the Premier League. We've done the La Liga. We've done Bundesliga. But now, what about the leagues that I didn't do in those videos? Well, their best teams, I'm going to be ranking their transfer window in this video. So make sure to stick around. We have people from Italy, Ireland, Scotland, Netherlands, and a lot of places. So let's get into it, starting with the Italy teams with AC Milan, first team of the video. They've brought in a few decent players. Gonçalo Ramos for PSG, insanely high fee, and Gila from Lazio. But they did let go of Jimenez to Bournemouth and Morata to Como, which in that regard means that AC Milan gets a B. They overspent on Gonçalo Ramos, and he replaced Morata. They kind of found a replacement for Jimenez, and they also brought in a good center back. So I'm giving AC Milan a B. Inter Milan, they've had a decent little transfer window. They signed Stankovic from Club Brugge, Akanji from Man City, Provedel from Lazio, and John Stones from Manchester City. They let go of their star right back Denzel Dumfries to Real Madrid, De Vrij to Panathinaikos, and Jan Sommer to Club Brugge. They replaced Jan Sommer with Provedel. They haven't replaced Dumfries. They replaced De Vrij with Akanji and Stones. And they also signed Stankovic for the midfield. And Stankovic has been really good in preseason, so that's looking like a great signing. I'm going to give Inter Milan a A. Next up, Juventus. They've signed a few players. They signed Openda from Leipzig, Kolomuani from PSG, and Alec Begovic from Leverkusen. Though they sold Openda on a loan deal to Lyon after buying him, but they still had Kolomuani for that striker. They also sold Timothy Weah to Marseille and João Mario to Fiorentina, which is why I'm giving Juventus a B+. They've had an alright transfer window. It's definitely been good. Next up, Napoli. Napoli won the Serie A 2 years ago, and now what do they do in trying to get back to winning the Serie A? They signed Højlund from Manchester United. They also signed Santos from Sporting and Milinkovic-Savic from Torino. They did let go of Simeone to Torino and Zanoli to Udinese, but no big losses. So I'm giving Napoli a B. They kind of overspent on Højlund, but I do like their transfers, but not enough to give them an A. Next up, PSG, the reigning defending champions of the Europe. What do? They signed Aklioche from Monaco. The deal's kind of still going through. It's getting a bit thin. But they do let go of a lot of good players. Gonçalo Ramos, of course, went to AC Milan. Kolomuani went to Juventus. And Kang-in Lee went to Atletico. 3 great squad players that they lost. And they're going to need that depth whenever they're in both Liga and Champions League. They need to be resting their starters in Liga. But now you're selling your depth players that will help you win Liga. Which is why I'm giving PSG a D. PSG's transfer window has been terrible so far. And I'm giving PSG a D. Next up, Benfica. They've signed a fair few amount of players. Sudakov from Shakhtar Donetsk, Kaminsky from FC Köln, Barrenechea from Aston Villa. They've signed John Duran on loan from Al Nassr and Longley on loan from Atletico Madrid. They've signed a lot of great players, but they let go of a lot of great players. Kochu went to Besiktas. Antonio Silva went to Bournemouth. Florentino went to Burnley. Otamendi went to River Plate. Sidney Lopez Cabral went to Trabzonspor. They brought in 5 good players, and they let go of 5 good players. I'm giving Benfica a B-. It's definitely been better because they're signing a lot of players. They've let go of a lot of players, which is why I'm giving them a B-. Next up, Sporting CP. They've signed a few amount of players. Salazar from Braga, Ba from Famalacia, Altamira from Betis, and Doumbia from Venezia. 4 fantastic signings, though they let go of a lot of great players. Quenda went to Chelsea, Hjulmand went to Atletico, Trincao went to Al Ahly, Santos went to Napoli, and Morita went to Hull. I'm giving Sporting a C+. They brought in decent little squad option players that maybe will help them win the Portuguese league, but they let go of players that could help them make the quarterfinals again in the Champions League. So I'm giving Sporting a C+. Next up, Porto, reigning champions of Portugal. Who do they sign? They signed Kiwior from Arsenal and Andre Silva from Elche. Two all-right signings, but is it going to help you win the league? They let go of Namaso to Auxerre and Thiago Silva to Fluminense. Their captain last year, who helped them win the league, is now back to Brazil. They replaced him with Kiwior, but it's not looking good for Porto. And most likely, Benfica is going to win the league, according to my transfer window so far recap. Anyway, next up, Ajax. Ajax are a great team in Netherlands. Who do they sign? They signed Leandro from Al Hilal, Enrique from Monaco, Julian Brandt from Dortmund, Daley Blind from Girona, Arukadare from Wolves, and Ter Stegen from Barcelona. They let go of a few decent players. Stoyer went to Newcastle, Akpom went to Ipswich, Weghorst went to Twente, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu just went to free agency, and Van de Boomen went to Angers. I'm going to give Ajax an A-. I love their signings. They've signed so many old people for little amount of money. It's fantastic money ball, but they did let go of a few players that are really talented, so I'm giving Ajax an A-. Great transfer window by them so far. Next up, PSV. Who do they sign? They signed Mijnans from AZ Alkmaar and Kovar from Leverkusen. Two all-right signings. But they let go of Saibari to Bayern, which is why I'm giving them a C+. I only gave them a C+ just because they got so much money for that Saibari deal. $50 million. That's going to help a long way in PSV's financial system over the next few seasons. Next up, Fenerbahce, and this is a transfer window that has been swept under the rug. They signed Mason Greenwood from Marseille, Sharif from Angers, Muriqi from Mallorca, and Nathan Ake from Man City, and only let go of more to Nijmegen. I don't know how to say that name. But I'm getting Fenerbahce an S, and you might wonder why. Mason Greenwood. He may have a bunch of controversy around him, but he's still a world-class player and could tear up the Turkish league. Sharif, fantastic player, performed well in Liga last year. Now he gets his big move to an actual club that can fight for maybe even Europe. Muriqi, fantastic season last year for Mallorca in La Liga, and he gets his move to Fenerbahce. And Ake, he's always been a great center back for Manchester City. So I'm giving Fenerbahce an S. Next up, Galatasaray. Who do they sign? They signed Ugochukwu on loan from Burnley. They only let go of Zaniolo to Udinese. No big brings in, no big lets away. I'm giving Galatasaray a C-. You may be wondering why I didn't give them a D, but they've had a decent little transfer win. I like Ugochukwu. He has lots of potential, so I like that loan deal. So why I'm giving them a C-. Next up, Besiktas, the third and final team of the big three, I would say, in the Turkish football system. They signed Koçu from Benfica, Trossard from Arsenal, Utara from Monaco, and Nubel from Bayern Munich. Four fantastic signings. They didn't let go of anyone special, only Mucci to Trabzonspor. I'm giving Besiktas an A. Now, I gave Fenerbahce an S because they had great transfers. These are transfers that are alike, but are not fantastic, which is why they deserve an A. Trossard, most underrated wingers in the world. Koçu, fantastic signing. Ouattara, great potential left back. And Nubel, he was the heir to Manuel Neuer, but now he's gone to Turkey. Next up, Celtic, the holders of the Scottish Premiership. Who do they sign? They signed Hogue from Bodo Glimt and John Duran, or not John Duran, another Duran from Karabakh. Two signings of teams that were underdogs in the Champions League last year. Could we be seeing a Celtic underdog run in the Champions League? Though they let go of a few key players. Maeda went to Ipswich Town, a big loss. Palma went to Les Pognan, and Iheanacho went to Bursaspor. Maybe I'll do a Celtic career mode in FC 27. Probably not. I think that's just going to be a one FC thing because I'm going to do like 4 FC things. But that's not the point of this video. Anyway, Club Brugge is next. They've signed decent players. Freddie Potts from West Ham. He was the next Declan Rice, but then he got sold to Club Brugge. Vasovic went to Luzern. And Jan Sommer, fantastic signing for Club Brugge on a free from Inter Milan. Fantastic keeper, though they let go of many great players. Tizolis, their best player last year, went to Arsenal. Stajkovic went to Inter, and Onyedika went to Frankfurt. 3 massive clubs. Definitely the first 2 were massive than Frankfurt. But 2 massive moves that definitely weakened Club Brugge. But they replaced them well. Freddie Potts is a fantastic signing. Jan Sommer is a fantastic signing. I'm giving Club Brugge a B-. Their losses definitely outweigh their gains, but I like the transfer window, and they got good money for the players that they sold. Next up, Al Hilal, the start of the Saudi Arabian teams. They signed Somerville from West Ham. After having a great World Cup, they were like, you know what? Let's sign him up to the Saudi League so he can be our next superstar. And they only let go of Marcus Leonardo to Ajax. Al Nassr, I forgot to give Al Hilal a rating. I'm trying to speed through this video, Also, school started. Al Hilal, I'm giving them a B. Decent little transfer window so far. Al Nassr, they signed no one, and they let go of John Duran on a loan to Benfica. F tier for Al Nassr. You're telling me that Ronaldo's in the last few seasons of his life or his career, and you're not going to give him any help? You're not going to help him get to those sacred 1,000 goal marker? You're not going to sign anyone? Next up, Al Ali. They've had a decent little transfer window so far. Trincao from Sporting and Spurstasson from Krasnodar. It's 2 great signings that will definitely help them. They let go of Kessie and Mahrez to free agency. Those are big names, but they were getting old, and they replaced them with their new signings. So I'm giving Al Ali an A-. And finally, Feyenoord. They've had an alright transfer window so far. They signed Ferry from Westerlo, let go of Sauer to Stuttgart, and Inbam Huang to Porto. But now we get to the last part of the video, the tier list, where we go from F tier to S tier, ranking all of these teams on their transfer windows so far. Starting up S tier, we have Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce had a fantastic transfer window, and yeah, they're definitely going to do well next season. A tier, Inter Milan, Ajax, Besiktas, and Al Ali. You see the Inter, and you're like, they're good. They deserve to be up here. Then you see the other 3, and you're like, they've definitely pulled a great transfer window, and they're going to be good next year in their respective leagues. And yeah, that is the point. B tier, this is where we get to the good transfer windows. AC Milan, Juventus, Napoli, Benfica, Club Brugge, and Al Hilal. Teams that are great in their leagues and are going to try to fight for it next year. In C tier, we have the all-right transfer windows. Sporting, Porto, PSV, Galatasaray, and Celtic. Sporting and Porto, they're trying to fight with Benfica to win the league, and they've not had a great transfer window so far, especially Porto after you just won the league. PSV, they're trying to fight with Ajax, but Ajax just had a fantastic transfer window, and PSV's struggling. Galatasaray is trying to fight with Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce had the best transfer window in my eyes. And Celtic, well, they're probably going to win the league either way, but Hearts could maybe come in. D tier, I have PSG and Feyenoord. PSG are probably not going to go back to back with this transfer window because it has been bad. And Feyenoord, I don't know what they've been thinking. They are not going to win the league next year. And finally, Al Nassr. Al Nassr, Ronaldo's last few years of his career, and they signed no one. Right, great. They gave him no help. They get F tier. So that is my ranking for the not top 3 leagues, big teams, transfer window so far ranking. It's a long name. I don't know what I'm going to name this video, but hopefully I figure it out. But this has been a great video. I'll see you next time on Tiki Taka Talk. for, I don't even know. I'm going to schedule my videos today. So I'll see you next time. Make sure to go support your team next season.